Hey there, happy Tuesday. Just putting a comment. Hope you are all well, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And today I want to talk about something that gets floated around a lot in the healer and light worker communities, and that's the belief that everything is light and love. Like everything is light and love this, and they keep it super floaty and super happy, which is good. I don't disagree that love is the most powerful force in the universe or in the multiverses. However, I do think it is beneficial to acknowledge the shadow aspects of things as well. That's super important. And what I mean by shadow aspects are things like emotional triggers, negative beliefs, the parts of yourself that you may push down, that you may feel embarrassed about, or the parts that you might feel ashamed of or fearful of, that type of thing. And basically, those things are lower energetic frequencies, or emotions have frequency and energy to them, and those things are like on the lower end. So sometimes, because they don't feel good all the time, we push those down. So those are sort of like more shadow aspects. But in order to like process and release things inside of you, you have to see them. You have to bring them up because they're there, and you have to feel them and then transmute them and let them go, right? And and it's not always easy, and it's not always fun to feel like, when the shit comes up, right? And it's something that, we should be doing more often. And that is really the job, like right now, where we are in these moments of right nows. Because humanity, as a collective, we are going through this really deep purge of this like dense energy, this intense energy that's been going on for a really long time, right? And so you may have started to see things bubble up to the surface that, aren't so pretty, aren't the prettiest sides of humanity. If you've been doing some research or like watching different things, you've probably seen things come up that are about the sex trafficking or the pedophile rings and all of that stuff that we don't want to look at most of the time. But that stuff has been deeply entrenched into the entertainment industry and Hollywood and different political systems and stuff like that. And it's coming up, and we are starting to see it because, frankly, it's time. It's overdue, really. But this stuff is coming up to be healed, right? And I want you to look at it from that perspective. This yucky stuff that is coming up to the surface is here to be healed. And so if you haven't started noticing that, maybe do a little research if that is what your intuition is calling you to do, but start to discern for yourself what is true and what is not, because there's a lot of things being said out there. Some of it is spin to create fear and to create control. So you have to trust your gut and see if that is the truth for you, or you look at the opposite of that and see how things are starting to manipulate you. So thank you for the hearts, you guys. So for a lot of people, when you start to do this, when you start to look around and see what's really going on, it's kind of scary, right? So a lot of people are going to discover that they do not live in the world that they think they did. And for a lot of people, I think it's going to be a complete shock to the system when the truth comes out. So I'm going to give you an analogy, right? So when the human body ingests poison or ingests, something that is rotten, at some point after it enters into your body, the body's going to recognize and go, whoa, hang on a second. This is not good. This is not suitable or appropriate for the organism, for the health and well-being of the organism or of your body. And so it's going to make a decision to expel it, to get it out. And so whether you're going to like vomit it up or poop it out, if you've had food poisoning, it is not a pleasant experience. And in Chinese medicine, we actually call this sudden turmoil, which is such an appropriate word, right? And so what it is a violent purge that takes place, right? And so that is exactly what is happening on an energetic level globally. Okay, so I want you to look at it like that. There has been a battle between the light and the dark, and what we're seeing right now, and honestly, probably what we're going to see for the next couple months, is the dregs of this energy still trying to be in control. The dregs of this dark, dense, evil, poisonous stuff, systems, people, things that are coming up to be seen, coming up to be felt, and coming up to finally be healed, released, and transmuted. So even though it looks like a total shit show out there right now, know that this stuff that it's going to be okay, because really the light has won. Like, the good stuff is here, you guys. The good stuff is already here. The frequency of the planet has changed. The energy of the planet has changed. The energy of the collective of humanity on Earth has changed. We're just seeing the last dregs of it, like the really deep stuff, release and come up to be seen, to be transmuted and released. So I want to remind you that it's all going to be okay. The light, like I said, has won. So rest assured about that. But in the meantime, I want to remind you to stay in your heart and remember who you are, okay? Remember who you are, and put your energy towards the life that you want to create, towards the world that you want to see out and around you, because that is what deserves our time and attention right now. So I hope that was helpful. Have a wonderful week.